little minute.
Okay.
But some other shit that dropped though. We finally got a super NC collab in hip hop.
Facts.
Yeah.
That everybody has literally been waiting on.
Yeah.
Like without saying it, because they are the two biggest NC artists right now.
Yeah, that are well known.
And that's J.
NC,
Cole
stand up.
and the most legendary NC producer, who's Ninth Wonder.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah.
we got the
Shout out to Petey Pablo.
we got the Rhapsody
Shut up.
featuring J. Cole. Oh, sorry, Petey.
He was at the Hurricanes game, y'all. I'm weak.
Petey Pablo be everywhere, bruh. He be everywhere.
Collecting a check. I ain't mad at him. I ain't
Was
mad at him.
Did they have him on like the jumbo screeners? Was he
I
doing
think-
something there?
I'm pretty sure it was an appearance. Why
He
else would
just-
he be at a Hurricanes game?
because he just shows up to places. I run into him at Sheets several times.
Oh, you
I'm
have?
weak.
Yes.
Oh,
he just be at play. That's what I'm saying. Like, just like how J. Cole, niggas just be running into
Yeah,
J.
they
Cole.
do. They
Like,
do.
they be like, I was playing basketball in downtown Raleigh and Cole was running like games.
all the time, yeah.
Yeah, so like that's normal. Like
That's
seeing J.
crazy.
Cole in Raleigh,
Yeah.
it's just like seeing Petey Pablo for me at least. I never ran into Cole though.
Yeah.
But
I wouldn't want to bother him if I ran into him.
I was just like, holy
J.
shit.
Cole.
J. Cole. Oh yeah. Unless he's clearly in that like
In that
welcome.
zone, yeah.
But yeah, that seems like a nigga. It's just like, hey, I'm gonna let you do your thing. Just keep bringing them fire tracks.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Let's
But,
hit him with one of like these. From
Yeah,
across
that's
the
it.
way.
yeah.
That's,
I
I'm
see
not
you,
gonna,
dog.
I'm not gonna
Yeah.
blow your spot up, but what's up? I see
Yeah.
you, bro.
Right.
Yeah. But him and Rhapsody dropped their collab. Well, it was just a single
It's a
off of.
single, yeah.
It's a single for the Jamila project, which is Knife Wonder's label.
Right.
For those that don't know.
Oh, I didn't
So,
know that.
yeah.
No. I mean, I didn't know like it was on a project.
Oh, yeah.
Coming up.
Yeah, this is for the project because the day after they released that single, they released the track listing for it.
Okay.
Yeah, and they released the front cover and all that
And
stuff.
it's a bunch of featured artists.
It's
Jamila and
all
everybody.
of Jamila's artists. Yeah,
I can't wait for that shit. I love.
Yeah. So that
Jamila.
I can't, and that's coming out soon, bro. Like like November 9th or something like that.
Okay.
It's right around the corner. It's
November
dumb.
is like next week. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
pretty. It's next week. So yeah, that'll be here like mad soon. But J. Cole and Rhapsody dropped their joint, the track that they did together, and that shit was fire to me.
I love
But
both. Yeah.
whose
It
verse
was.
whose verse did you like more?
Ah man.
Rhapsody was snapping.
Oh, and she was. But it's just to me.
It's this.
Both
it's
of them
the- it's
said great things. But
They did. It's the way they snap, and that's what I
Yeah.
was thinking about it. Because the first time I heard it, I did the automatic put the two against each other. Who had a better verse?
Yeah.
And then
When you look at it as like a cohesive project.
yeah, but when you look at it as one good track, it's just a fire track. They were just, but you know what? This is what I tend to lean more towards anyway. Like, which is probably why J. Cole wasn't like one of my favorite rappers until Forest Hills Drive. Like, you know, the New York rapper that sang a lot. Like, it's all dope lyrical content, lyrical, miracle, spiritual. Not saying that that's how they rap, but like J. Cole has elements of that in him. You know what I
Yes.
mean? But like, you know what I'm nothing like it, but similar. So like. Sometimes I don't want to hear that and it's too deep. But when you're going just as hard and bring the same message off with like plain words and like
Right.
Yeah.
nothing confusing, that's
So
Rhapsody
you just
style.
want like
Yeah.
true hip hop, basically. You don't.
I mean, it's all true hip hop, really. But I like the keep it simple, stupid, keep it simple.
stupid.
yeah.
Kiss.
You don't want
Yeah.
like melodies and singing and all that stuff.
I don't
You
mind
just
all that
want
either
bars.
because as long as it's simple, I fuck with it.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
But I don't like getting bombarded with
You
a
like
bunch of
metaphors
words.
or anything?
I do, but sometimes too many. I don't want to have to think too hard. I want to know
Okay.
exactly what you're
Alright.
talking
No,
about
that's
the
true
first time.
sometimes you have to sit back and be like, oh, that's what they mean.
Yeah, but there's always those artists that you like when you go back and you find the double and triple meaning to it.
Okay,
You know
yeah.
what I mean?
Right.
Like, because even those simple verses have that. But
Yeah.
like Rhapsodies was just like the first time you hear it, you're like, oh my gosh, she's going crazy right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
J. Cole, I knew he was going crazy, but I knew I was gonna have to hear it 3 times
Yeah.
to catch everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because he always
makes
goes
sense,
in
yeah.
because there's so many elements to his shit.
Right.
There
I
was
get
just
you.
a lot of things. I mean, both in their lyrics, there were a lot of things that they said that stuck with me. But one of the things that stuck with me that J. Cole said is he said something along the lines of like, nobody likes. Damn, I forget what it is, but he said like nobody likes introspectiveness or something
Oh,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah.
He said something like that,
Yeah.
yeah. And he was saying like, I know I say it like a lot to these young kids. They always seem like I don't hate them and all that stuff. Nobody likes introspectiveness.
Which is kind of what I said. I don't.
So
hate
what
it,
does that
but
make
yeah.
me? What does that make me irrelevant since I do or something like that? Since he lived in a time where people don't like introspectiveness. So
Yeah.
I was like, it made me ponder.
Yeah. To
Like
really
you
think
get to a
about
point where maybe if you think too much, we're in the era.
People don't
where
want to
pe-
think too much.
Yeah, so
They just
when
wanna
you
feel for
do,
a voice.
are you irrelevant? You know,
it
to
hurts
the
you.
society. So
Yeah.
it seemed like that's something he thinks about. You know,
Mm-hmm.
because with all the stuff that he said about the young artists and shit, and everybody's just like, shut up, old head.
But
that's
I
a
don't
fact.
even think he's
They
an old
dismiss
head.
you.
He's not, but he technically is in hip hop. He's an old head now.
Look, if you're in your 30s or older.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, once you hit your 30, once you hit,
Yeah,
in
now
hip-hop's
in
a
hip
young
hop,
man's
yeah,
sport.
it's a young man's game.
So
Yeah, so 30s and above, you're old.
You want to at least you want your name to be out there in your 20s. You can,
Of course.
you
Unless
can
you're 2 Chainz.
Yeah, unless
Yeah.
you're 2 Chainz. Like but his name was even out there. It was under
Yeah.
Titty Boy. But you know, like you want to have, I'll say in your 20s, it's imperative to have some sort of footprint, whether it be minor, whether now you're consistently getting 50,000 plays on everything you drop. You know what I mean? Like, even if it's just that, which you still may not get posted on the Shade Room for just 50 or 40 or 30,000 plays, but you want to have some sort of, it seemed like in your 20s, because when you really look at like a lot of the like the most recent generation, so they got their footprint kind of early too. They got it, but the J. Coles and the Kendricks, they were like 27. They were leaving the 20s. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, you well.
Yeah. J.
Are
Cole.
you sure they were that old?
Yeah, well, no, like not all
mid
of them.
20s maybe.
But like when they really became the
Started
one
to pop, yeah.
The one where like every time they drop something, it's 100% gonna be on the Shade Room, Gossip, all that shit.
Yeah.
Like that was when they were all leaving their 20s, 27.
That's
I mean,
true.
think about
That's
Drake.
true.
Same with Drake, like 27,
he was
28,
young.
29. He
Yeah.
was going crazy from like 25 to 30. Now it's like he's 30. He's just he's that nigga
He's
now.
still in his prime.
And
like,
he's still in his
age-wise.
prime.
I think
yeah.
a lot of them are still in their prime.
Yeah,
I
a
guess
lot
that's
of
why
them
it's
are.
so hard for me to imagine them as like old heads.
Well,
exactly.
But if you're that age and you talk a lot about the golden era and how today's music is shitty, that's when you're called an old head.
That's
And-
true.
and
Yeah, that's true. If you deliver, if you
if you
preach a
dismiss the
certain
new
message-
generation,
I
basically.
guess new wave rap is just
Yeah. And also his lyrics sort of made me think of how the term like haters sort of like ruined everything, because back in the day, going back, to old head talk shit, like back in the day, if you were whack, people would call it out. And just be
Yeah.
like, no,
That's a fact,
you're
yeah.
whack.
Being
But today,
original was more important.
yeah, but if you were whack though, if you were just whack, people would point it out. Like nobody used to say, "Oh, man, you're a hater. Just like everything."
Yeah,
you know,
that's true,
like
yeah.
today you have to like everything. Like
That's
you can't
true.
hate anything.
Everything has to
because
be
if you hate
buddy-buddy.
anything, then you're wrong for hating things. I'm just like, you don't have to like everything.
Yeah.
Like so that's why I'm like, I almost hate the term hater, because it's like, well, why can't I just hate? Why
Yeah.
can't I just not like that?
Yeah, I
You know?
don't want to like that this time.
Yeah, so it's like, so if you don't like it, you're not cool. So we're in this era where everybody likes each other. There's no competition, and everybody wants to be like each other. So when you talk like that, that's when you're called an old head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how old is he now? 32, 33? Somewhere in the...
He's probably close to my age, probably 34. something like that.
Yeah. I think he's almost in his mid 30s.
Yeah.
So yeah, but but I wonder how old Rhapsody is.
Yeah, I
She's
don't
probably
know.
in her
I saw
early
her
30s.
at a pet store one time. She came out of a
Yeah.
pet store somewhere.
Just-
I don't know what county, but I remember I went in there and she was on her way out and she had a Jamila shirt, and that's how I.
You
knew.
know what's crazy? Which I don't know, and I'm
She had
sure
two- No,
I'm sure it's the same way in like Atlanta. They have so many more stars, but I
Mm.
wonder if like NC celebrities, we don't have that many to even talk about anyways.
No.
But
Yeah.
NC, the three that I think of off the top of my head, Ninth Wonder, J.
he's
Cole,
everywhere.
Rhapsody.
Ninth Wonder is everywhere.
Like
Really?
they're regular ass people to
here.
us at Raleigh.
I
You know
think
what I mean?
he
'Cause
does
they move
every-
so normal.
Once a month, once a week, he hosts something somewhere downtown. Maybe
Oh.
like
Yeah,
DJs
at,
or something.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I can't remember what it's called now. I know where he be having them parties. His parties be lit.
They do.
Oh, really? Oh, I haven't
You
She's
ever been?
35.
It's 35.
Oh.
So yeah,
She's
she-
from Snow
Okay, so she's
Hill.
Snow Hill, yeah.
1 year older than
Wow.
me.
And talk about there's nothing in Snow Hill, people. That's the
Nothing
country, my
at
nigga.
all.
Like, yeah. Like when, like, okay, if anybody's, most of you people, and that are, it's a bunch of Yankees down in North Carolina. We all live in Raleigh. They call Raleigh the country. No, take your ass to Snow Hill. That's the country, man.
Raleigh is not the country by any means. You go
No,
out
it's
to
not.
where I'm
Like-
from,
Yeah.
you go to Eastern North Carolina, that's the country.
That shit, yeah, country, yo,
Fields,
yeah,
rural.
because that's
And
out near
Raleigh's
Mebane.
big, right? Because
It's
I mean,
pretty-
like this
it's pretty
you have the
big,
city,
yeah.
and then
And J. Cole's 33.
Yeah.
Oh,
So yeah.
damn,
so
I'm
she
older
got
than-
she got him by 2 years, and yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, man. So we got the track. So y'all should definitely listen to
Great
that.
track.
Support and see.
And it's a boom bap track. It's
It
like
is.
a straight up, head knocker.
It is. Yeah. We should start. We
As
need to
the
start
old heads
doing
used
like
to
a featured local artist, maybe.
Yeah.
Do some shit, and not just music, art too, art and video.
Oh.
Of
pieces.
course.
Yeah.
Let's
Yeah,
support
yeah,
all the
yeah.
creators. I'm here for that.
Yeah. Only the fire ones though. So you already know you will not.
dance.
Your DM will not be open if it's not
My
fire.
DMs are never open.
Yeah, it will not be opened on the 3 Oak podcast page. Okay. Yeah, but besides that,
what else?
we got the other music like the Carter, the Carter 5.
I didn't listen to it.
I listened to like 10.
Heard reviews of it.
I've listened to 10 tracks.
How is it?
It's pretty good, but it was like
I know it's
it
up for a
sounded dated
challenge.
though.
A lot of people are
Like
saying
his
that.
old stuff.
Yeah,
A lot of
because
people saying.
Hey, if you like that video, you should go ahead and hit that subscribe button for us. Also, like this video, follow us on SoundCloud, Apple Podcasts, and Google Play to keep up to date with the 3 Oak Podcast.